Man, this shit is getting crazy. Never seems to amaze me. I think the devil's trying to play me. Oh, Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Use Your Own Intelligence podcast. I am your host, Fritz, and I'm very much looking forward to the I Told You source, all right? After these elections, okay? Because I want to remind people, all right, who you were before the elections is damn sure who mostly you guys are going to be after the elections, okay? There's not a president that's going to come into office, right, and change your life. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of it, okay? Who you are as an individual, your drive, your ambition, your work ethic, overall, that determines your lifestyle. It's not who you voted for. And I'm going to keep reminding you guys, with an electoral college in place, it really doesn't matter who the hell you're voting for. You guys are under this illusion that this is truly a democracy. As much as you might hear a Kamala or a Trump repeat it over and over and over again, oh, we have to save our democracy. But very much this is a republic for which we stand. Because as I've been saying numerous times, explain to me and give me a good reason. Why would you need an electoral college if you truly are for the people, by the people? Those 538 people made out of representatives, senators, you have it. They are heavily influenced by corporations, okay? And corporations and government, they work hand in hand. There is no difference between the two. The moment you make it up there, you have a very strong impact on what you can persuade the government to do. You, the people, are just here to get played with and ran game. And what bothers me is just the sheeple, right? I can't get rid of y'all. Y'all just going to be here. You've been here since the beginning of time. But every time it seems like to try to enlighten you, it takes a hell of a lot. It almost takes a miracle to rally people together and unify in order to make it a better place for us all. Shout out to Michael Jackson. Like, in order to make this a better place, even though y'all know they don't really care about us, right? It just seems like you guys are so easily caught up in the BS and praising whether it's a Democratic candidate or a Republican candidate. It's like you guys are not understanding they both play for the same team. Do y'all not know both Democrats and Republicans play good cop, bad cop? But at the end of the day, they all serve the same system, a very corrupt, nasty system. It's a good cop, bad cop game that they play on you, the people. See, in good cop, bad cop, there's usually a victim that they're preying upon. They bring the good cop out or they bring the bad cop out first and they run game. They make it seem like one is better than the other. But at the end of the day, they're all in cahoots to get the victim or the suspect to just give it up, whatever he's done. And you, the people, are getting played, okay? Democrats, Republicans, they do it all the time. Every 4 years, it's the good cop, bad cop. They go to playing each other. They go to start playing the games. But behind closed doors, they have to work together. There's no way around it. The way laws are placed, the way these three branches of government in line, there has to be bipartisans in order to make this country thrive and that system to thrive. But what bothers me is the sheeple, you guys' mindset. You could get told numerous times over and over again, unify. It's the best way to go. There is no other way to do it. Ignore whatever you're saying. Get with your community. Get with your peoples. Get on these platforms. Start advocating so you can see some significant change. But it seems like you guys will never get it. It seems like you guys will never get it. So, I'm not even in the business of persuading anymore. I'm not here to persuade a damn soul. Like-minded people, you're going to get it. You're going to rally together and you're going to unify. And basically, that's what I've been on and that's what I'm going to continue to be on. For you sheeple, you're just going to keep getting looked down upon and frowned upon. At the end of the day, you're going to look dumb. Because I guarantee you, no matter who's in office, whoever the hell you were before is exactly, for the most part, who the hell you're going to be after. If you don't have strong work ethic, if you don't have strong ambition, if you're not smart, if you're not intelligent, you're going to continue to be who you are. There will be no president to save you. It's a damn shame out here. It's a very wicked world. My very first episode ever created on this platform was, is humanity what we say it is? And I'm starting to believe exactly what I'm seeing. Humanity really is. This is very much so a cold world. If you see how it's being operated. And the lack of unity I see amongst the people is what is the most disgusting part about it all. How we allow 1% of this world to control so much in so many minds. And no matter how many platforms there are to explain to us, like, hey, this is what's going on. If you guys don't unify and get together, it's going to continue to get worse, right? But instead, like in the Coliseum days, you guys are brought with stadiums and entertainment to be distracted, and you guys can give a damn about things that make sense. I just want to smile and laugh and enjoy myself despite all the fuckery that's going on. But by God, trust me, you people are going to suffer the most, as you guys always have. For the ones that don't like to have these conversations, though, that want to advocate for clarity, who are not here to pressure the government to be more transparent about what the hell is going on, you people by far have always suffered the most. And talking about that, Elon Musk, right? Elon Musk, a while back, right? I want to play this video. It's very important because it's going to go into a lot I have to talk about, especially a conversation I recently had. All right. And I'm recently having, not only just on the internet, but just in real life, right? Elon is explaining to us the type of world we're going to be stepping into with automation, right? And AI. And if y'all don't know, as I've always been telling you, I have another episode about that as well, which is called Preparing for Trump's Presidency. Trump is going to come back. If you can't really see the writings on the wall, and by the way, as I've told y'all before, I'm not here to vote. I'm not advocating for so, because I know better. Just for y'all that don't know better, I just can't wait to tell you. I told you so. Don't trust me. The podcast will be here for a while. I'm not going anywhere. Trust me, I will be here for a while. As God is my witness, I'll be here, God willing. Trump is coming back, okay? And if y'all don't know, Elon Musk and Trump are very close friends, right? Or they become close friends, okay? All right, he's very much advocating for Trump, and I see why, right? It goes back to what I just told you guys. Corporations and government, they work hand in hand. You do me a favor, I do you a favor. Damn what the people think. They're going to do whatever the hell we tell them to do anyways. Nobody's going to really question us and really put the pressure on us. Even though the government pretty much so are public servants, they're not really here to serve you. And we're going to get into that as well. But before I go any further, there's a video that's very important about what I'm talking about that Elon did in 2016. I believe it was called the World Government Summit, right? And he's basically explaining to you guys what kind of world we're going to be stepping into. And if you don't believe this AI revolution and how it's speeding up and it's coming, you're out of your damn mind. You're definitely distracted, and you're definitely an idiot if you don't believe this AI revolution is going to be here really fast, and it's going to affect your everyday life, whether it's positive or negative. The people I know it's going to affect the most are you guys that rely on government, and you guys praise government. You guys, especially the ones on government assistance. Ooh, I know you guys are going to have a hard time, and you're definitely going to have to step up. You're definitely going to have to step up. Because y'all going to be the first ones to get hit hard. Okay, and on government assistance, it's not just a black thing. It's not a minority thing. Majority of white people are on government assistance, okay? And then it trickles down to black, Hispanics, you name it. But without further ado, I want to play this video because I got to break it down because it's going to elaborate so much what I want to discuss on today's episode, okay? And hear Elon Musk out for just a minute and some change, I guess a minute and a half, and hear what he has to say about how we're going to need to prep and what's expected for this new AI revolution that's soon to come to a theater near you. Just pay attention.
There will be fewer and fewer jobs that a robot cannot do better. Okay. What to do about mass unemployment? This is going to be a massive social challenge. And I think ultimately we will have to have some kind of universal basic income. I don't think we're going to have a choice.
Universal basic income.
Universal basic income. I think it's going to be necessary.
So it means that unemployed people will be paid across the globe.
Yeah.
Because there is no job. machine robot is taking over?
That's simply and I want to be clear that these are not things that I think that I wish would happen. These are simply things that I think probably will happen. And if my assessment is correct and they probably will happen, then we need to say, what are we going to do about it? And I think some kind of a universal basic income is going to be necessary. Now, the output of goods and services will be extremely high. So with automation, there will come abundance. There will be almost everything will get very cheap. I think I think we'll just end up doing a universal basic income. It's going to be necessary. The harder challenge, much harder challenge, is how do people then have meaning? Like a lot of people, they derive their meaning from their employment. So if you don't have, if you're not needed, if there's not a need for your labor, how do you, what's the meaning? Do you have meaning? Do you feel useless? That's a much harder problem to deal with.
Now, I want y'all to really take a grasp of what we just said there. Now, just hear him out. Elon Musk has stated, all right, with AI technology on the way, there's going to be fewer that a robot cannot do better, and that there's no way of basically avoiding universal income to support humanity. Okay, that sounds pretty good. That's not bad, right? And he stated, and I quote, the import and output of goods and services would be extremely high, making things cheaper. Okay. That sounds good as well. So far, so good. Now, here's when he gets contradictive to me and very manipulative, because it kind of doesn't make sense to lead off in that way, but then to end off saying this. The serious challenge would be, how would people then have meaning? If you're not needed and there's no need for your labor, what's the meaning? Do you become useless? And let me just repeat that again. I want that part right there to really register, okay? Because I'm going to repeat it again. I want you guys to kind of take it in, process it, register it, tell me what it really means to you, because I know what it means to me. He then says, okay, quote, the serious challenge would be, how would people then have meaning if you're not needed and there's no need for your labor? What's the meaning? Do you become useless? Now, to sit here and talk about you're going to have automation, with all this automation, things are going to get better, things are going to become more cheaper, the import and output of goods is going to become higher. It sounds good. Universal income to support those, because these robots are going to be taking up so many jobs, right? But then to follow up and say the serious challenge would be, how would people then have meaning, right? That's when you got to listen to the gray area. It becomes a little manipulative at this time, because in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, okay, if these robots are here to make my life better, okay, gives me more time, things are much cheaper, then hey, I could just work out more, get healthy, travel the world, spend more time with my family. It just seems like everything is going to be honky-dorky, like we're damn near going into a utopia phase, right? Where everything is going to be lovely. But to then follow up and say the serious challenge would be, how would people then have meaning? It doesn't make sense. What do you mean, how would people have meaning? If everything you're doing and everything you're about and what you're creating is supposed to make life easier, what the hell do you mean, how are people going to have meaning? So in my mind, I'm thinking, Elon, who is this really? Are you really trying to say it's going to affect people and we don't really have a plan yet to do so? Like, is it so much that you're worried about yourself and you're so caught up about yourself and your robots that y'all care that less about humanity and humans? Because I'm not understanding, why would you follow up with such a thing if everything is going to become so lovely and life is going to become so cheaper and much easier? It just sounds so manipulative to me. And this is what I'm saying to people, like, we got to get out of this concept like a Trump or Kamala is going to make our lives better. And we got to really unite and make more sense out of this thing and start questioning our public servants more and putting more pressure on them on this transition. This revolutionary AI phase that we're going into, that's pretty much here. Let's be honest. But I don't see too many people online like myself advocating for pressuring the government and giving us a good explanation and how they're going to make this thing a success where everyday Americans are not, or just people in general around the globe are not going to be affected. Am I the only one that feels as if we need to start advocating more for that? It's like everybody's distracted by entertainment. It's like we're back in the Coliseum days when Rome is fucking falling or whatever have you, and we're so stuck on entertainment and what's going on that we're not even paying attention to the real deal shit we have to be dealing with, right? Why is this not a big conversation all about? Having more pressure on our government, our public servants, to really express to us the plan and how they're going to make this transition into the AI revolution a success. And to make matters worse, I have to bring this up, because this threw me off. The whole reason why, one of the reasons why I'm speaking on this video, because I was online when I seen a comedian actually post it. He said, I often bring this video back. And I'm glad you did, because this is a good conversation. Lil Duval, ladies and gentlemen, all right? So after he posted this video, right, I went into the comment section, right? And he ended up pinning me for this comment, right? And I told him, the concept of people going at war with government, I'm actually just speaking out loud, but anyways, the concept of people going at war with government is becoming more likely by the day. To think you're going to get away with making humans become less needed isn't going to suit humanity well. It's time you sheeple wake up and start pressuring your government officials to be extremely transparent on how they're going to make this transition successful. All right? And then Duval, in response, comes into my comment section and he says, it's not the government, it's billionaires. The government are for poor folks. And then he laughs. Okay? To me, that's one of the dumbest things I've heard in my life coming out of the mouth of a black man. Like for real. As a black man, you feel as if the government is for poor folks. Like, what do you mean by that? Because the first thing I came to my mind was like, black people have been last in household income since the birth of this nation. How in the hell is the government for poor folks? And what way is the government for poor folks? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? It just reminds me so much of Malcolm X and his quote. If I could just read Malcolm X's quote. This is why you guys got to be careful when these guys that have a lot of influence and millions of followers. Okay? Malcolm X warned against relying on black entertainers, athletes, and celebrities as leaders or spokespeople for the black community. Political struggles. He argued that these individuals were often chosen by mainstream media or those in power to distract from genuine political movements and were not necessarily qualified to address serious social and political issues. One of his favorite quotes on this topic is, now in this country, whenever a black man stands up and speaks intelligently and tries to make the masses of black people conscious of their rights, they are always pounced upon. But after they crush the militant leaders, they are replaced by hand-picked Negroes who are made to represent the people, but the people don't know. And these Negroes represent nobody but themselves, okay? Like Duval, I get it, you rich, man. You're not really considered those poor folks like you say, all right? But understand, man, it's very dumb and idiotic to say such a thing. Government are for poor folks. And then you got to elaborate on, because what do you mean? Because as I stated, black people have been last in household income since the birth of this nation. So what are you talking about? I don't get it. And if you go on there, he gets about 430 likes. I don't know if that's the sheeple or these algorithm bots that we know Mark Zuckerberg has them by the millions, if not billions by now. Ladies and gentlemen, are you guys aware of these bots? And even at times, I find myself going back and forth with them until I go on the page and I see, wow, okay, 20 followers, a couple hundred people that you're like. You can tell he only has about a picture. There's not even much he posted. Like, you can tell there's bots, ladies and gentlemen. It's true. I had an episode not too long ago talking about how a guy made millions of dollars with bots registering and streaming music online. They're here. This AI revolution, it's here. People are already capitalizing off it in such a way. But you guys got to be very careful. Very careful in what you're interpreting and what you're seeing online. Because for Elon Musk to say such a thing and to follow it and say it's going to be a serious challenge, why is the challenge so serious when these robots are here to make life better? I just want him to go deep into that. Because I have my assumptions. I really do have my assumptions. And Elon Musk is not one of those guys to me that really appears to be a people's person, man. I think he's all about himself. I think he's all about his technology. And if you're not aware about Africa and how those resources are getting drained by these big corporations for those minerals and how those people down there continue to suffer. And when you're talking about global and universal income, are you including these people that you benefit so much from in Africa? And how your corporation and many others around the world benefit so much? Are we talking about including Africa? Are we talking about including places like Haiti? I mean, who are you talking about? I need you to go, when you say serious challenge, Mr. Elon, I need you to go in detail for me. You and this government, you and Trump, when you guys start buddying, and you're making all these deals and you guys are working together to make it a better place for us. I hope this transparency, I really hope you, the people, all right? I really hope you guys get your head out your asses about who you care to be president and really start questioning your authority. Get out of the sheeple mindset. Really start asking them for this transition and how it's going to take place, and really start pressuring of it. Get away from the distractions of entertainment and sports and music and things of that nature. I'm begging y'all, man. I'm begging y'all. I mean, if you think the January 6th insurrection was something, wait till this government keeps screwing the people over job security. Y'all need to know where we're at. This is America. I'm just going to speak for America. I'm not even going to speak how everybody else is going to react to this AI revolution. But if we're just talking about America alone, with these tech layoffs, if y'all don't remember recently when the whole East Coast was shut down, our whole port system was shut down, and the country was losing billions. Yes, I said it. Billions by the day. Because the ILA and the USMX could not come to an agreement. And it took them a week, which we still lost billions of dollars every day. The port was shut off, because they could give a damn about us in a sense, right? They shut the ports down. Who cares about the goods coming in? We're gonna stretch that thing out till we can't anymore, and then toward the end, all right, we're gonna make a deal. And guess what? The deal that they made is only for 4 months. They usually make a deal for 6 years. They got to come back in January to talk about it again, risking the ports to get shut down again. Like, it's serious, the things that are happening nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. I really hope we really start advocating more to have these conversations, to really put this shit put it underneath a microscope. Excuse my profanity. We really got to start enlightening ourselves about what's truly going on in this AI revolution. What is the plan? And who's really being truthful and transparent about how we're going to go about it? Because if these things are here to make life a better place for us all, then let's stand on that. Because it shouldn't be a serious challenge. It shouldn't be a serious challenge on how people are going to have meaning. That is going against humanity when you even saying something like that. You mean you got a plan to make this world a better place, but you're not sure how people are going to have meaning? Make it make sense, Elon. It doesn't. That's why I'm here with the Use Your Own Intelligence podcast. I hope you're thanking people. Use some common sense. Let's start questioning, Elon. What do you mean? My very first episode was Humanity is Not What We Think It Is. And I'm really starting to believe that this world is a lot more colder than what we think it is, man. It really is. A lot of things are just not making any sense. The amount of famine that I see, the amount of countries and people that are suffering when they don't have to, because this 1%, like I say, that is controlling us and have so much influence, it makes no sense how they're able to come together and make things happen for themselves, but they're not able to make this world a better place by far. And then we, the people, our tax dollars are funding a genocide in Israel. Despite all the attention and the maintenance America needs, we're funding a crooked guy like Zelensky. And that proxy war, which I don't even believe it's going to last long. As Trump says, when he gets back, he's going to end it. Putin just wanted some land. land that was his to begin with. Two brothers having a bad fight, Ukraine and Russia. You best believe Ukrainians are already swearing to be Russians. They have no problem. They speak the same language. They're going to blend together just well. But when you're dealing with some melanated people over there in Palestine, oh, that's a genocide, ladies and gentlemen. So when you ask Trump, are you going to be able to end that one? He tells everybody that's a lot more complicated. Of course it's a lot more complicated. Trump, they're melanated. They're melanated. You don't give a damn. Because when you got people coming over here from Ukraine, they're not coming over here illegally. Even though the paperwork shows that they're here illegally. Just no different from these programs, the TPS programs and everything you got for these Haitians. But since they're Haitians, they're heavily melanated. Oh, man, these people are here illegally. The Venezuelans, they're melanated. They're here illegally. Good cop, bad cop. Right? Good cop, bad cop. Democrats are here. They're letting them in legally. There's actually programs I've already verified through episodes that they're going through to get here. Everybody's complaining about them getting credit cards and stuff. You know, they're getting funded. They're getting better life opportunities. They're getting homes and things of that nature. Yes, it's because of the administration. They're allowing that. But they're playing good cop, bad cop. Trump is saying it's illegal. But Trump wouldn't dare say that about the Ukrainians that came over here, though. I wonder why. For the sake of white supremacy, that's what I say. That Berlin conference that took place not too long ago in the 1888, 1884. That Berlin conference made up of 14 countries. I want y'all to know, for the sake of white supremacy, every single country that was part of the Berlin conference are allies. Don't think for once. Don't let this media fool you for once into thinking USA and Russia are not allies. That is the media playing games with y'all. That's why I can't wait till the media completely dies off. And that's why I love the fact that platforms on internet, podcasts, what have you, are becoming way more popular. And nobody's really watching media anymore. There's an agenda, ladies and gentlemen. Russia has been our allies. I'm going to keep reminding you. I hope a light bulb goes in your head so we can stop calling Russia an enemy for the sake of white supremacy. I hope y'all truly understand. Both World War I and World War II, Russia was our allies. You know who else was our allies when we were sitting at the Berlin conference? Russia. They were there too. And if y'all don't know about the Berlin conference, by God, go look it up. Those countries still got their foot on the necks of Africa to this day. That's why it was put in place. Divide and conquer works very well for that evil 1%. But here Elon's talking about bringing in universal income, but then he's telling us at the same time the serious challenge would be, how would people have meaning? How would people have meaning? People would damn near be useless, and he doesn't know what to do with them. We don't know what to do with them. But I thought the robots were here to make everybody's life better now, It's a joke, ladies and gentlemen. Everything that's going on is a joke. You're being manipulated. I just want you guys to get your head out your asses. Stop worrying about so much about being Democrat or Republican. Go back to being American. Go back to being human. Go back to working together. Get with your local community. Get with your like-minded people and really talk. Advocate. Make some sense about what you're seeing. You should know better by now as an adult. With all this technology, with all this information flying past your face, there's literally no excuses for you not to really understand and know what's going on. It shouldn't just take the random guy on YouTube giving you game. You should know better. You should be like, you know what? He ain't lying. I get it. There should not be a reason for electoral college if Kamala and Trump really believe this place is a democracy. It's not. For which the republic in which it stands. Ladies and gentlemen, I can go on and on. I don't want to make this episode a long one. I really just wanted to make this a short, simple one because I have what I'm into my 13th episode right now. I mean, I've beat so much things. Everything I've said has come to light. I already have a bunch of I Told You So's, but don't worry, the I Told You So's will keep coming. The Use Your Own Intelligence podcast ain't going nowhere. I'm just hoping to keep attracting like-minded people. Shout out to my followers on TikTok. It's growing. I love it. And whoever else is listening but not hitting that like button, but they know damn well it's real. I see the views. They're not matching what the likes are, but it's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. I ain't rushing nothing. I just really hope to God that something miraculous happens and people really start rallying together. Unity really becomes, in the front lines and priority for most people. Because if you see what's coming with this 1%, I got to be honest with you, the concept of people going out war with government, it just seems like it's becoming more likely by the day. Y'all better start asking for some transparency, extreme transparency from your public servants, because you're going to get screwed and you're going to have to rely on them even though you don't. Hard-working, everyday people will be getting cut off and you're going to have to rely on somebody because they want to feed you a certain income. And then they're probably going to want to, by the CBDC, track everything you're spending. They're going to tell you what to spend it on and how to spend it. Wow. Unity is the universal core. That was just last week's. That was just the episode 12, the one before this one. You should go check that one out. A lot of useful information there too. Unity is the universal cure, ladies and gentlemen. Without it, we ain't shit. Keep on playing tough. Keep on being selfish. Keep on standing on your own. Like, you ain't worried about nothing. It ain't gonna hit you. AI is not here to play with nobody. I don't give a damn who you think you are, how smart and witty you are. AI is coming for your ass, believe it or not. It's coming for you. There's nothing that is not going to be touched by AI. You a damn fool if you think it's not. So if you don't start having these conversations, you don't start learning how to use it, I feel for you. You deserve everything you got coming to you. For all y'all that's on government assistance, that love relying on the government, y'all going to get hit the hardest. Y'all really going to feel it. It's sad to say that we have people on government assistance who don't want to go the extra mile, who don't want to even work a certain amount because they know their government assistance will cut off, their food stamps will cut off. If that ain't disgusting, I don't know how to explain it. My tax dollars got to go feed somebody that don't want to go work, receive a certain salary because their damn food stamps are going to cut off. White, black, Hispanic, I don't give a damn who you are. If you want it, I hope and I pray whoever the hell, and I think it's more of Trump saying it than anything, I pray they get that out of the system. I can't wait till they do away with government assistance and food stamps. I can't wait. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to. I don't give a damn who's president. Y'all got to be out y'all damn minds. Like I said, I ain't gonna make this one a long one, man. All right. If y'all ain't get anything out of this episode, I pray to God you understand you need to advocate for unity. You need to get with your peoples, wherever they are, your small little circle. You better be having these conversations, because if you're worried about Sunday night football, you worried about the NBA, you worried about musicians, boy, your life ain't going to be it in the coming years. You will be consistently suffering and broke and some more. Good luck, man. With that being said, y'all have a good day.
Man, this shit is getting crazy. Never seems to amaze me. I think the devil's trying to play me. Oh, Lord. But I'm a different type of nigga. Worth about 5 or 6 figures. Once that profit get bigger, you know. I gotta triple up on this cheese. Take a flight right over them seas. Maybe make a trip to Haiti. Who knows? I just know that I have to go get it. And America's looking so hectic. Make you wanna grab the tech by the second. Yes, Lord. How the fuck it come to that? Most these niggas out here rats, and that statement can't be tracked. Yeah, I know. But these crackers is doing the sentencing. In the jail, you niggas repenting then. On the block, you be killing your men again. I know. This system been a trap. This shit must collapse. We ain't about far ways from that. Yeah, they know. We gon' get through regardless. All that small talk so harmless. I'll pop us under this garment. Whoa. It ain't gotta come to that. Niggas been for peace till I proceed and really state the facts. These fuckers can't stand the fact we black. Jay Blake caught 7 to the back. And then I caught Aubrey with some armory, trying to run the 4 flat. I'm trying to keep my sanity intact. But the shit is getting deeper. Every time I watch the news, there's some white dudes playing like the Grim Reaper. Nigga, I ain't never been a sleeper. Rest in peace, Breonna Taylor. But I swear to God, you touch my doorknob, you niggas gonna meet your maker. This country getting faker. They gon' tryna outdate ya. For the immortalized, they gon' prophesize. You ain't gotta speak the nature. Just when you caramelize, it's when they see demise, it must be second nature. You can do us all a favor. Go ahead and catch the vapors. Act civilized and match your eye for eye, cause it won't be no one to save ya. And I'm a lovable type of neighbor. Might run you a couple of favors. But when you cross the line, is when I see divine. I ain't forgiving you like your savior. Is you loving this type of behavior? I'm just a man, I ain't trying to persuade you. Hey.